Hope my screen visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Here we all to learn Spring with Spring Boot plus microservices. Okay. Spring with Spring Boot and microservices. Prerequisites to start learning this. What prerequisites we require? What sort of people can join here? Prerequisites are core Java concepts are like basic class, variables, constructors, exception handling, collections. Minimum idea on all this and your OOPS concepts. This is very much required. This is very much required. And basics of JDBC. Basics of JDBC. Basics of JDBC. But must is core Java knowledge. Good to have JDBC, Hibernate, and servlets knowledge. If you have, that is good, but not mandatory. Not mandatory. Without these also, I'm grooming here during spring discussions, basics of JDBC, basics of Hibernate servlet covering. But if you have, well and good. If you don't have, need not to worry. If you come from this background, core Java background, who can learn? Who can learn this? If you are looking for a backend developer as a fresher, you can attend this. And if you're an experienced guy, if you want to learn more about Spring Framework, Spring Boot microservices, if you are working in legacy, I'm experienced, but working in legacy technologies like EJB, Struts, etc. I want to switch to Spring Boot microservices because nowadays all applications are building in Spring Boot based microservice based applications. So I wanted to switch for them. And I'm recommending for testers also, automation people, automation testers, they will well aware of core Java, automation testers, especially the Selenium guys who wants to switch to backend application development. They also can join here because they will have the core Java background. If they want to switch to backend development, or if they want to switch to development from the testing background, they can come. UI developers also, I'm working in Angular or only front end or React or mobile apps only I'm working. I want to switch to full stack development. As I know front end, I want to cover back end also. They also welcome. So it is for everyone. It is for everyone who wanted to switch to Spring Boot microservice based implementation. Either you are a fresher or experienced, or you came from testing background, or you came from UI background, all are welcome here. All are welcome here. The only mandatory thing that I am looking for is CoreJava. And good to have Jdbc, as I said, Hibernate, servlets, and basic of XML. What is XML file? What is meaning of tags? How to construct the tags? How many root tags will XML contain? Every tag will have an end tag. Those are the very basics. Okay, these all are the good to have concepts. These are the must to have concepts. No negotiation on it. Okay, and coming to duration of this course, we will have 45 plus sessions and videos will be shared, and project daily code will be shared with you, and books, question and answers, Q&A. These all will be shared with you. Everyday recording will be shared with you so that you can recap and you can take the code and you can try to practice similar, and I'll be providing support. In case if you're stuck anywhere, you can reach out to me. I'll be available. You can book my time and we can connect. Now coming to the concepts, what we are going to cover. Okay, sir, all good. Now let's tell us about what we are going to cover. First, we will start with the old Spring discussion. It is Spring. Why I named it Old Spring? Because nowadays everything is in Spring Boot. Microservices development or simple web development, you can complete in Spring Boot, which is automated framework, fully automated framework. Earlier Spring is a partial automated one, not fully automated. It is a framework with all features they given, but developers used to spend time on creating skeleton of any project. If I give you a project, in Spring, and if I ask you to create a MVC application which needs some front end and back end, you will little struggle. You will little struggle to create that web project and create the project skeleton itself first. But if I ask the same thing, create a web project in Spring Boot, even though you don't know Spring Boot, by just watching some videos or YouTube, you can create basic Spring Boot application. You need not to struggle to create the skeleton, because many things were automated in Spring Boot. So it is very simple to create applications in Spring Boot. It was a little difficult in Spring. Still, we will discuss old Spring, how we used to create old Spring based applications, how to create Spring applications in an old fashion. We used to follow XML approach in old fashion, right? We used to follow XML approach. Usually we'll have packages com dot rview dot something web. Here we place controller classes. In old Spring applications, just I'm giving gist of it. Services, your service classes. DAO, there we used to put our repository classes. DAO implementations. Configurations. Here you need to create your configuration classes. Util, any additional helper classes if required, we used to put in util classes like validations, etc. And this all we used to keep it under source. src main Java folder will have all the packages and the respective implementation classes. And we will have web container. Under that web container package, we will maintain web.inf. I'm just talking about old applications. Classes, libraries. And here we used to have one XML file, web.xml. Under source, we used to put all the Java classes. Under web container, all web related stuff we used to put. In web.xml file, we used to do front controller configurations, that is dispatcher servlet. And we used to maintain one more Spring XML file. All the Java classes which you created above, all that classes you used to configure here, all Java implementations, all Java classes we used to configure here. Finally, your required web pages inside this web container, folder, we used to create our required front-end pages, back-end pages, welcome page. If you have a registration page, registration. Like this, a structure you need to maintain. And the old way of configurations, we used to do a lot to configure our classes and all. So this is a little tricky. And as soon as you start this web application, first Tomcat server used to pick up this class. Tomcat will pick up and it will create dispatcher servlet object. Dispatcher servlet will pick up this XML and it will load into your IOC container and create all your beans. It will create all objects of your classes which are you implemented here. And as soon as you run from the browser, this browser, localhost 8080, whichever port, it used to give welcome page. And when you go with the endpoint registration /registration something, it will load this page. And when a user fill the data and submit it, dispatcher servlet used to take the request and it will send it to your IOC. IOC will send it to your controller object. Controller will send to service. Service will send to DAO. Finally, DAO will connect with your DB and save the data. In general, this is how it will happen. So to configure this application, you need to struggle a lot, but you don't see all that hustle buzzles. You don't have all that struggles there. It is simple. You can create a project. Don't worry about web.xml file. Don't worry about Spring XML file. Don't worry about all these configurations. Don't worry about the structure. A predefined structure Spring Boot will provide to you. You focus on your implementations and you focus on your front-end pages if at all required. That's it. Lot of struggles they avoid. Even configurations. DB I wanted to configure. Here you need to do a lot of configurations. In Spring Boot, you will never, or you need not to worry. Just simple properties we need to configure. That's DB level configurations also. Spring Boot will take care. Such a automated framework Spring Boot is. But if I start with directly that automated framework, You may not understand the pain of Spring. I really don't want to make you to feel the pain, but I just want to give the old approach. I just want to give old approach. Just a second, guys. Yeah. Okay. So just to give the glimpse of like how old Spring framework used to work, right? We'll discuss the old way of configurations. Basically, we'll see how XML based configurations will work. That will be covered in Spring Core module. Like the roadmap, if you want to see, Spring Core, we will discuss first. Then we will start with Spring Boot. In Spring Boot, I'll be showing all the other modules discussion. Jdbc, ORM, Data JPA, MVC, and here again in MVC, REST-based implementations, web implementations. We will have three styles: web implementations, REST implementations, and reactive implementation, reactive-based web implementations. The main core concepts for any application if you want to implement. In addition to them, we have some miscellaneous concept, actuators, dev tools. Those are Spring Boot specific handlings, specific features, dev tools, actuators, profiles, etc. Then followed by microservices. I'm not listing all the topics, but the roadmap, high level roadmap I'm giving you here. There are so many other concepts also will be doing. Microservices design patterns. Even before this, from this time, I want to cover solid principles before going to microservices patterns. All the microservices design patterns. Then microservices concepts. Microservices concepts. Like what is monolith? How to convert monolith applications into microservice? What kind of practices that we follow to create applications? The best practices, best ways to create applications in terms of databases, in terms of API creations, in terms of version maintenances. That all we should discuss. Followed by solutions of microservices, cloud-based configurations, gateway, centralized configurations, centralized gateway, load balancers, Eureka, or by using Kubernetes. And resilience. As microservices grows too much and Every time we may not complete every request in single application, we hit lot of applications, lot of and downstream systems, other end systems we call, they may fail sometimes. We may need to do retry mechanism. All that stuff we will handle by using resilience for J. There are different APIs for rate limitations and all. We have to use them. And logging, like by using ELK, how to maintain logs. Security will be covered here itself in Spring itself. Here security transactions. There are so many ways to handle security. So how to handle security in microservices? And distributed tracing. How to handle tracing and tracking. Every request will flow through lot of services. How to trace, how to track tracing and tracking by using Jipkin. Etc. All such concepts will be discussed in microservices. So for any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, no.
Yes, yes.
Okay. If you have any questions.
So here you mentioned books. Books means notes, or are you going to
Yes.
recommend the books to be read?
No. I'll share references also. I'll share a lot of references and my soft copies.
Okay.
45 plus sessions means, so each session, how much duration?
1 hour.
One.
1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. In addition to these weekends, I'll take some extra sessions, okay?
Okay.
For a lot of other concepts which I am not included here, like the miscellaneous concepts, or you can say extra topics, that what we need is servlets one session I'll take, one Hibernate session, one Jdbc session, and JUnit, Mockito, Lombok, Sonar, Maven, Git, the basic real-time tools, the basics or high-level coverage of how to use them. After coding, how you can cover code by using JUnit, test cases, how you can create and how you can cover maximum code, how to use Lombok. It's a simple thing. How to use Sonar for code quality, how to understand Sonar comments and how to resolve, how to use Maven. In Maven, how to create child projects, Maven dependency analysis. Sometimes duplicate jars may come, how to understand, how to remove them. Okay, the real-time challenges in Maven and the Git, how to clone and how to commit, how to push, how to roll back. During some extra sessions, I'll cover.
These things should be in the weekend sessions or regular daily sessions.
For such concepts, right, we will have a relaxed weekend session.
Okay. Okay.
Regular pattern, without breaking the pattern, we'll cover these these items. Spring Boot microservices items. Otherwise, it will deviate the regular pattern. Regular pattern I will not break. during weekend sessions. I'll cover them. Even these concepts, when MVC, we reach to MVC, servlets will pick up before JDBC, Spring JDBC. This one will be completed before Spring Hibernate and ORM. This one will be completed, and this one we can take any time. We don't have any dependency with them. If after completion of MVC Spring Boot, if we can start, it will be easy to especially all this, so that you can learn how you can deliver unit tested code with good code coverage and good code quality. And Maven level also you should have bit idea how to add new dependencies if it is private artifactory, how to understand your organization policies and artifactories and how to add them here. And Git based challenges, basically how to pull, how to rebase, or how to commit, how to roll back, what challenges you will have. We'll have weekend sessions. Okay. And here I did not added one content, that is Spring AI. AI also will be covered. Just out of curiosity, I'll show you that AI application, local AI, which is not having any integration with internet. This is our local AI. Hope my screen visible, right?
Yes.
This is local AI, okay? Hmm. Just a minute. Okay, local llama running. Mm-hmm. Not at our side, okay? What happened to this? Olama restart to update. Okay, I need to fix it. Not application issue. Olama got down. So my local llama is running. Code llama I actually deployed. It will pick up the. It can give the code instructions also. We'll see. Maybe one application I'll launch by end of our session and I'll keep it in live so that you guys also can use this. I want to give it to you for Spring Boot help, complete Spring help and interview help. I want to prepare it. So mostly it will get ready, okay, with the local. Uh, I will build my own AI system and deploy it. Apart from that, I'll be integrating with the public AIs also that will get ready. I'll help you guys to understand how to implement AI systems also. No issues. And daily drawings and all will be automatically will be synced with your code into Git so that you will get them. Any questions? Ramesh, Satish.
Yeah, so the classes on weekends will also be at the same time?
That we can plan based
Okay.
on our, comfort, because that's a weekend, our time, right? Personal time. So we'll see when we can all regroup during weekends. Uh, we'll plan a day ahead and we can connect.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So just a minute, I'll share one link. Maybe you join there. Uh, just a minute. So that any further, I'm the admin in that group. So if you have any questions also, no, you can reach out to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sharing in this chat. You can join Satish and Ramesh. You both can join here. If you have any further questions, right, you can reach out to me.
Okay, sure.
Do you see this WhatsApp link?
Yeah,
Yep.
I got it.
Okay. Yes, we'll have today and tomorrow demo sessions, and we'll have a regular kickoff from Monday. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Sure. So let's catch up tomorrow, same time 9 a.m. Okay.